All right, now let's add a navigation bar. So in the components folder, a new file, navbar.jsx, import React, and create a functional component called navbar. Next, I'm going to go to Bootstrap website. In the documentation for the navbar component, there are several examples. I'm going to use this one. It doesn't have any drop-down menus. It's simpler. It has 3 items here plus a disabled item that we don't need. So I'm going to copy this markup and then paste it in our navbar component. Next, we need to replace all these class attributes with class name. That's it. Next, we need to replace all these anchors with link or nav link to apply the active class automatically. So with this selected, I'm going to replace all of these anchors with nav link. Good. Similarly, we need to rename the closing tag. So one more time, close this with /navlink. Sweet. And finally, we need to replace all href attributes with 2. Good. Now here, instead of navbar, we're going to display the name of our application, Vidly. For this particular link, we don't need to use navlink because we're not going to apply the active class here. So I'm going to select this navlink as well as the next one and replace them with link. Next, I'm going to change the to attribute to the root of our application. Okay, we're done with this. Now we need to add our links. So here we have home, features, pricing, and so on. I'm going to replace home with movies. Also change the to attribute to /movies. The next link should be to /customers. And finally, the last one should be to /rentals. We don't need the disabled link, so let's delete that. Also, note that here the active class is applied in the sample code. We don't need this. We want this to be set dynamically by the navlink component. So we're pretty much done with this component. On the top, we need to import link and navlink from React Router DOM. Next, we need to add this to our app component. So let's go to app.js. So here we have a container for the content area. Just above that, I'm going to add our navbar. Now my auto import plugin is going to work, as you can see in the tooltip. So enter, and it automatically added this import statement on the top. I would like to reorder this and put app.css at the end. That's cleaner. So first we have React, then we have React Router DOM, then we have all our custom components, and finally any CSS modules. So we added the navbar, but now we have an error because we are returning 2 elements here. So we need to wrap them with react.fragment and close it here. Good. Let's test the application. So here's our navbar. You can see there is a padding on the top. Let's quickly fix that before going forward. So let's go to index.css. I added this top padding early on, so let's change that to 0. Now back in the browser, you can see our navigation bar is on the top, but the content area is so close to the navbar. To fix that, we can add our navbar class here. So this class is applied to our navigation bar. That's part of Bootstrap. So here we apply margin bottom to, let's say, 30 pixels. Now the content area is not too close to the navbar. You can see because we're on the customers page, this customers link is active. If I go to rentals, we see rentals, and rentals is active. Movies, beautiful. So we're done with the navbar. Next, I'm going to add links to this table.